Hello students, good morning. Welcome back to your third lecture of English Grammar of Essay 2. In our previous lecture, we had completed lesson number 9 articles with the textbook exercise. I hope you have understood that lesson properly. Now today we are going to start our new lesson, lesson number 14. It is the very important part of the English grammar. This topic is very important, and without this topic the grammar cannot be learned completely. Let's see what is the name of the lesson. Simple present tense and present continuous tense. This lesson is about the time. So let's see what will we learn here in this lecture today. First of all, we will see the introduction. That means I will give some basic information about the tense. Then we will see what is simple present tense. In this topic, I will give some more information about simple present tense, and then we will see the definition of simple present tense. Then we will see where uses of simple present tense, where we can use the simple present tense form of the verb, and then we will see the rules of forming verb for the simple present tense. So let's start the new and very important topic of the grammar, and it is tense. Now from with the when you read the heading of the lesson, you have a question in your mind, and that is, what is tense? Let's see. So we can say that tense means time, or we can say that tense means about time. So tense means time. In very easy way, we can say that tense means time. How we can say that tense means time? A form of verb refers that when the action took place. Means we know that without verb there is no sentence can be formed, right? In the from the verb we can identify when the action took place, when the action has done, and the form of the verb indicates the time of the action. It is called the tense. Or we can say that with the help of the form of the verb we can identify the kind of the tense. There are main three kind of tense. Which are they? Present tense, past tense, and future tense. If you want to remember in very easy way these names in very easy way, then you can remember as present tense as today, past tense as yesterday, future tense as tomorrow. This with these simple words you can easily remember the three main kind of the tenses. So let's move on and get more information about the simple present tense. So what is simple present tense and where we can use it? Let's see. Simple present tense express habitual action, present state or a condition, future action, general truths or facts. Or we can say that simple present tense is used to show the repetition, habit or generalization, Less commonly, the simple present tense can be used to talk about scheduled action in the near future and in some cases actions happening now, every day or regularly. It means to say that if something is your routine, something is your habit, something is your daily life schedule, it is called the simple present tense. Okay, in this lesson we are going to learn about two more important kind of tenses, and which are simple present tense and present continuous tense. So let's start. Let's see first of all definition of the simple present tense. What is the simple present tense? Is we know that, as we see in our previous slide, that present tense is used to talking about action or work take place now or in present. The sentences are said to be in, or they show what is being done at the time of speaking is called present tense. It means that if the action is take place now, or we can say that at the time of speaking, we can say that it is the simple present tense. Correct? It is the very easy form to learn about, to identify how to identify the simple present tense. So just remember one thing: if the action take place now, or we can say that it take place in present or on the time of the speaking, we can identify the simple present tense. Let's see more information about the simple present tense. What we can see, what we can say simple present tense in another word. The simple present tense, also called the present simple or present indefinite, is a verb tense. All the tenses are based off the verb based tenses, right? Without help of the verb we cannot identify any type of tenses, right? Then simple present tense, all the tenses are based on the verb and we cannot identify without the help of verb. Correct? Now we can say that the simple present tense is just the base form of the verb, and the questions are made with do and does, and negative forms are made with do not and does not. So we can say that without verb we cannot identify the tenses. We already learnt about the do words, do, does, did, in our previous lesson of essay 1, helping verbs, listen helping verbs, right? We will see and we will revise that rules in when we see the forming of verbs. Okay, so let's start. Now we have understand that the simple present tense is the talking about the action is when the action is take place on the time of speaking or in the present. Now we will going to start the main and the important part of this lesson, uses of simple present tense. From this topic we will understand where and when we can use the simple present tense. Okay, so let's see. First, use repeated actions. What are repeated actions? Let's see. Use the simple present tense express the idea and action is repeated or usual. The action can be a habit, hobby, daily event, scheduled event, or something that often happens. It can also something a person often forget or usually do not do. So repeated action means if it's your hobby, if it's your routine, if it's your daily work, daily routine, daily schedule, when at that time we use the simple present tense, we will identify if the sentence is about the hobby of someone, if the sentence is the daily routine of someone, then we can understand the sentence is in a simple present tense form. Okay, let's see more about, or we can say that in another way we can see that habitual action uses to refer the repeated or regular actions usually used with adverbs. These habitual actions, if it is your hobby, if it is your routine, if it is your event, some event, if it is your schedule, when you are doing not every day but sometimes, it will be used with the adverbs. Which adverbs? Adverbs like always, usually, often, normally, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, rarely, never, all the time, at all time, every, most of the time, now and then, once a while, generally, once or twice a week. These all are the adverbs and we use them in a simple present form. In short, if these words always, usually, often, normally, sometimes, occasionally, seldom, rarely, never, all the time, at all time, every, most of the time, now, then, once a while, generally, once, twice. If these type of words are there in the sentence, then you can identify the sentence will be in a simple present tense form. Let's see the example. I go to school every day. So every day mention it, the action, the event is going, it is the routine of our life, right? I drink milk every day. So every day mention the action is going, the routine, it is our schedule, it is our routine, it is our daily schedule. So it is in a simple present tense form. Let's move on. The next use, facts and generalizations. What are the facts? Facts means common truths. This simple present tense can also indicate the speaker believes that a fact was true before, is true now, and will be true in the future. It is not important if the speaker is correct about the fact. It is also used to make generalization about the people or thing. If somebody is asking or telling about some fact, some truth, it is correct, it is true about now, but or it will be true about in very short time or in future, but it is not compulsory that if I am speaking about some fact, it is being fact all the time. We can say that it is called the general truth or fact. We use verb to express the truth or fact information about the subject. It means that subject is called, when subject means speaker of the sentence, telling about some facts, some general truth, then we can say that they, the sentences will be in a, this type of sentences will be in a simple present tense. Let's see the example. First example is, it is the fact the moon shines at night, right? Moonshine shines, we modify shines from shine. The main form of the verb is shine, shines at night. It is the fact truth, but it is happen in at night only. So all the time we cannot say that the moon shines, right? We have to mention the time with it. The moon shines at night. God loves us with all his heart. So this type of sentences, it is fact for me, it is fact for you. When I speak the sentence, it is fact. Fact means truth. It is true. It is correct. And we cannot change this type of sentences in any way. This is the facts. This is the general truth. The moon shines at night. The sun shines brightly in the sky during the day. It is also the sentence same like this. So these are the general truth. So if there are general truth in the sentence, if the facts are in the sentence, it will be a simple present tense. Now let's move on. The third uses of simple present tense, scheduled events in the near future. It means that schedule is ready, but it will be events, it will be happen in near future. Let's see what about this type. Speakers occasionally use simple present to talk about scheduled event in the near future. This is most commonly done when talking about public transportation, but it can be used with other scheduled event as well. So scheduled event means if we want to do in, it is our routine and we are express our routine as the some kind of, in some kind of pattern. That is, I am going for a movie tonight. We go for a dinner. We go for a party tonight. The events will happen in near future. Let's see the examples and understand it very well. And generally we use these uses with for the public transportation. Transportation for train, for bus, for car, anything else. The train leaves at 8:30 a.m. We are talking about the schedule of the train. Here we are going to focus on the schedule. That's why we use the schedule events near future. It is not 8:30 a.m., but we show the time of the schedule, we show the time of the action. Let's see the another example. The plane arrives at 10 p.m. First is train, it is the land transport. Air is a plane is a air transport. So we are talking about these uses mostly used for a transport schedule, show the transport schedule. Or we can say that the party starts at 6 o'clock in the evening. We go for the party at 7 o'clock, as I told you. Understand? If this type of schedule in the sentence, then you can identify this is a simple present tense. Now, these are the ways how to identify the simple present tense. These are the main three ways to identify the simple present tense. Okay, but with the verb we identify the simple present tense. So how to form the verb in a simple present tense? Let's see. In simple present tense, we use s and es form of the verbs, and the question will be formed with do and does, and negative forms of the sentences are made with do not and does not. It means to say that we use do does for the present simple present tense. Have you remembered the lesson of helping verbs? We use the helping verb is, am, are, was, were, have, has, do, does, and did also, right? So do does is the helping verb of the present verb. We can say that do and does are the present helping verb of present tense, right? Where we can use this type of verbs and how? Let's see. We use s or es form of verb with the singular form of the noun. As we know that we already learnt it in our previous lesson of essay 1, that with the singular noun we use s or es with the verb, and we use root form, means main form of the verb with the plural form of the noun. I have mistake here, not a singular, plural form of the noun. If there are plural form of the nouns in the sentence, then we will use the root form. We use the verb as it is without any changes in the verb. Understand? Let's see the rule with the example. We use I, we, you, they. We use root form of the verb, means they are the plural form of the pronouns, and we use root form, means main form of the verb with these pronouns. With he, she, it, we use s or es form of the verb, and we already know that how to form the s or es form of the verb. But let's revise these rules. Table of verb formation. How to format the verb in s or es form. If we are talking about the plural form of the noun in the sentence, then verb only will be in the root form, means main form of the verb. means we use the verb without any changes, as it is. We use as it is. Okay. Now the question will be remain only for the singular form. So how we form the verb in s or es form, we already learnt about it in a previous lesson of helping verb, right? Let's revise it. We use generally add s, make to verb in a present form of the verb. What we do? Use only s. Have you remembered some examples about it? Let's see the examples. Which are the examples? Read, reads. Sit, sits. The next rule is we use generally add es to make the verb in present form of the verb when the verb ends in sh, s, ch or z. It means that when the verb ends with sh, ch, s or z, we use es to them and make the verb in a simple present tense form when only that time if the noun is in a singular form. This changes always this form of the verb with ses always use with a singular form of the noun. Let's see the example of this kind of verbs. Push, pushes. Catch, catches. Buzz, buzzes. Like this. Miss, misses. Now let's see the next formation of the rule. Sometimes when the verb ends with y, in that case, if before y there is a consonant, we remove y and add is to the verb. So, same as the plural form, same as the rule as the plural form, if before y, but it is applied for the verb only. Plural form always apply in for the noun. Here we apply this rule for the verb only. So if the verb is in the last letter is y and before y if there is consonant, we remove y and add ies. Let's see the example and understand which type of these verbs are there. Try. Last letter is y, before y there is r and r is consonant. So what will we do? We remove y and add ies. So try becomes tries. Then cry. Same as try. We remove y and add ies to cr. So it will be cries. Then fry. Same as we remove y and add ies. So fries. Fly. We remove y and add is. It will be flies. So these are the three uses of simple present tense and three formation of the verb of the simple present tense. I hope you understand it properly and just read it properly. In our today we learnt the uses of simple present tense, where and how and when we use the simple present tense. From these uses we also learnt how to identify the simple present tense from the sentence, and we also learn about the verb form of the verb, how to use which type of form of the verb we use in a simple present tense. I hope you will understand it properly. In our next lecture, we will learn about the next kind of the tense, and it will be present continuous tense. Thank you. Have a great day.